Well, the waves are wuthering. I don't talk about WuWa all that often on this channel. I have a few times, and I've also posted up a couple of summoning sessions, but I don't talk about it that often, know what I mean? Remember when I opened my most recent Wuthering Waves video with this line? Let's talk about Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves is one of the best games I rarely play. Well, I think that's going to be changing at the turn of the year, because version 2.0 is set to release on January 2nd, and oh man, it's looking pretty nice. It comes at a special time in which a lot of goodies seem to be lining up for all these games. If everything goes to schedule, Genshin patch 5.3 should be releasing just a day before on January the 1st, and that will bring the Pyro Archon. Shortly after, in mid-January, we should be receiving 3.0 Honkai Star Rail as well, which will be bringing all sorts of new stuff, including new meta play and the Remembrance Path, which kind of just came out of nowhere, what the heck. Looking to be a summons-based path, and to that I say count me in. Needless to say, January 2025 is going to be a heck of a time for these games, and yeah, WuWa is no exception. Can I first of all just say that the fact that we're going into 2.x already in Wuthering Waves feels kind of refreshing? The game released in late May, almost June, and to have a new major patch and new cultural region before a full year, that feels nice. I mean, it really feels like yesterday when this game just came out. But yeah, I have to say I'm kind of surprised we're moving this fast. Or I don't know, maybe it's just the conditioning due to Genshin's yearly X.0 patches. But whatever the reason is, yeah, I gotta say it feels good, man. And I think the reason it feels so nice is because we're not going to just sit around for a bunch of filler patches. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, for all my fellow Genshin fans out there, you know what the midway patches feel like. The X.4 and X.5 and X.6 patches, where not much is happening. Might get a little excitement at 0.7 and maybe then things ramp up at 0.8, but those middle patches, man, they can feel like they drag a little bit, let's be honest. That's not gonna happen right here with WuWa's 2.0 though. We're pretty much just going to move right on to the next thing, and honestly, I'm down with that. Let's do this. There's nothing quite like a new nation or region or world in these games to freshen things up. New things to explore, new cultures to appreciate, new enemies, new echoes, new characters, yeah, all of it, give me that. Dude, I want to talk about the characters, they look fantastic. We gotta look at like 5 of them. Brant, Phoebe, Zani, Carlotta, and Rocia? I don't know, whatever, they look good though. Brant has that clean swordsman look. He looks like the kind of dude that just wants a clean and noble fight, pure respect. Until we know more, I'm gonna take him as the kind of dude that is polite and cordial, but can swiftly put you in your place. I like that they don't make him seem overly unapproachable. Like, he's smiling here, it's inviting. I like seeing guy characters who aren't all death glares all the time. Phoebe has a nice appearance, the classic sweet girl appearance. I really dig the outfit and the hair though. And is that a scepter she's carrying? Am I blind, or is that a scepter? I think that's a scepter. If it is, then I expect her to be some kind of long-range caster. If anyone out of this lineup is a healer, I expect her to be. I don't know, it's just something about her. She's like a healer, I'm sure of it. Rocia? Whatever. I don't know how you say it, whatever. I will say out of all the characters, this one may be the most unique. It's not my favorite, but it does pop. The heterochromia is a nice touch, and they chose 2 good colors for the 2-tone hair. I like that dark familiar behind her as well. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not usually the biggest fan of short model females, but no, I like this. Dude, Zani though, bro, what a design. She looks insane, dude. Like, oh, it's such a good design. Dark woman. You know who she reminds me of? The red and gray color scheme, the piercing gaze with the red eyes, the formal outfit. I swear she's this game's Arlecchino. Like, absolutely. Easily one of the ones I'm most hyped for. I mean, I'm hyped for all of them, but especially Zani. In fact, the only one I like just as much, if not more, is the final one, Carlotta. This is my aesthetic 100%. The design, the color scheme, the outfit, plus she's really cute. But at the same time, she looks like someone who will scrap with you if you wish, at the expense of getting dirt on her hands. Yeah, anyone who knows me and knows my gaming affinities would probably guess this is my favorite one out of the lineup, but all of them are good. I would pull for every single one of them. Nice to see WuWa is going the worldwide route as well. I honestly wasn't sure about this game's cultural direction at first. Like, for a moment there, I thought it would be mostly, if not exclusively, Chinese. But the Rinascita region, and the cultural aesthetics and naming conventions that come with it, make it seem like they're going to do something similar to Genshin, with its nations having their own cultures and naming conventions based on real-world nations. That seems to be all the rage nowadays, but I mean, I ain't mad, that's cool. Different nations and cultures give the world a true-to-life feeling. It's always fun in these kinds of games to compare how characters of one region react to certain situations, interact with one another, and celebrate their customs compared to others. And what better model to use than real-world nations? The blueprints are right there, IRL. Rinascita looks like it's gonna be a great nation, with some kind of European influence, I believe like Italian or whatever. The city has really clean architecture, I love it. I will say though that for a post-apocalyptic world, this does not show it. But then again, Jinzhou doesn't show that either, so judging the open world based on the civilizations isn't quite fair in that regard. But man, this is a nice looking city to be in an apocalyptic world. Like it looks nice. I ain't complaining though. Dude, all this is getting me really excited for the game though, like more so than normal. I can't explain it, but I think one big reason is because of their other big announcement. And that announcement is, the PS5 version is coming, baby! Yes, finally, dude. Now, way back when a PS5 version was announced, I did a short video on all the many reasons I thought it's going to be such a game changer for Wuthering Waves. I'll be straight up, I did think it was coming out much sooner. I expected it within like a couple of weeks or so of that announcement. But in any case, we're here now. And yeah, just to reiterate some of my points from that video, this PS5 version will be massive for the game, I believe. Simply massive. For one, some players who started the game early on quit it because of its launch bugs and issues. This game did have one heck of a launch, and I don't mean that in the best way. They were generous about it, and they did all they could, and went above and beyond in my opinion, but it was still rough, and yeah, some people just never recovered. Because, heck, even myself, I could barely get into the game. Most days I didn't, and it severely hampered my launch patch experience with the game. So much so that it retrained my entire brain to just treat it as an occasional game. A point I heavily outlined in my recent WuWa video. Wuthering Waves is one of the best games I rarely play. And like, I didn't even want it to be an occasional game at first. I wanted to start as a daily player, but that literally could not happen with all the bugs and issues. I stuck around long enough to fix the problem, but by that time, the first 2 patches had pretty much wrapped up. I have to imagine though that there's plenty of players out there who didn't or won't do that. They're gone. The PS5 version may fix that for some players. Console games usually, I put an emphasis on usually, run a little smoother in my opinion. For some players who gave up trying to run it on their PC but they own a PS5, maybe it's a second chance for the game. And for those who don't have gaming PCs, or just never paid attention to it even if they do have a PC, maybe the PS5 will be their first chance in general. That's also a thing. Simply put, the PS5 version is going to be another platform in which to gain many new players, bring back old ones, and retain the ones they have. There is quite literally no downside to it. They can only gain by putting it on another platform. I'm really happy for Kuro Games and excited to see how many more people get into the game. As well, for me personally, it's just going to make the experience better. I play it on my PC, but I'm a huge console lover. I usually have 2 games open, one on my PC and one on my TV, but WuWa being tied to my PC can be cumbersome. I don't have a gaming phone, and my PC is a desktop, not a laptop, so I have to sit up to play. I can't treat it like Star Rail or Genshin or whatever, where if I'm really just wanting to relax, I can lay across my bed or even just get in the bed and just chill all evening playing. But now I will be able to, and I have to say, that's going to increase my playtime by like a lot. In my I Barely Play Wuthering Waves video, I outlined several reasons why, some inherent and some circumstantial. However, one thing I did say in there was, though, once it does hit the PS5, I do expect to play it even more. Not necessarily habitually, but more. But at this point, who knows when that is? I thought it was gonna be here by now, but oh well, I guess they're just working on it. Until that day though, the current amount I play it feels just right. Until that day, I said. Well, that day is coming, so yeah. Even if I don't turn into a daily player, I'm going to play it a lot more. Like, seriously, this is so huge for me, I can't wait. Being able to just wake up and play it all snug in my blankets or crash out in the middle of the night with the controller in hand. Yeah, the dream. I'm so ready, man. Wuthering Waves is shaping up to be a nice game, and despite its rough times and questionable revenue reports, I'm glad I've stuck with it, even if sporadically. Because it's a fun game, and it's rewarding to play. At least to me. Before you know it, we'll actually be up on our first year in the game, and that's wild. When that time comes, I'd like to have an account I can showcase. Similar to my yearly Genshin showcases. I have a lot of work to do before that time though, but it's doable. And honestly, that'll give me more incentive to play, like a fun little project. So, in the upcoming weeks and especially months, expect to see more Wuthering Waves content here, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna ramp up. At no expense of my Genshin and Star Rail stuff, but just additive. It's gonna be a good time, y'all. It's gonna be great. Now, if you'd excuse me, I'm gonna go practice the game because I'm bad and you don't need to see that.